Finding out you've been named the executor under someone's will can be an overwhelming experience. You've just lost someone important to you and you probably have no idea where to begin. You might have also heard horror stories about other estates, how long they took to settle, how much paperwork is involved, and all of the family conflict that started as a result. Well, before you get into any of that, before you start collecting assets, calling the courts, or filling out paperwork, there is one thing you need to ask yourself first. And it is this very important question. Do you want to be the executor? Because believe it or not, you don't have to. Being named in someone's will doesn't mean you have to serve as executor. No one can force you to do it, so take some time and think about whether you're ready for the responsibility. There are a lot of things to consider here and some very good reasons you might not want the role. First is that it's a lot of work. A family member might have named you the executor thinking it would be an honor to serve and they were doing you a favor. Well, they weren't. It's a lot of tedious, time-consuming work with a lot of paperwork and a court process involved. Second, all of this work comes at a difficult time. If you're stressed and grieving, the last thing you might want is a whole set of new and unfamiliar responsibilities. Third, and this is a big one, there could be some financial risks to you personally if you make a mistake. We'll talk more about this one in a later video, but in some circumstances, if you make a mistake, you might become personally liable for the debts of somebody else. And finally, accepting the role could cause or add to some family tension. Family members might treat you like the bad guy if they think you're moving too fast or not fast enough. Old family tension can easily resurface during situations like these and could lead to some difficult times. On the other hand, there are some reasons you might want to serve. First, consider your alternatives. If you don't serve, who will? Would you feel more comfortable with that person handling things or yourself? Second, serving as executor does allow you a significant degree of control in distributing assets. You won't be the one wondering or worrying that things are moving too quickly or too slowly because you'll be the one doing it. And third, because serving as executor can be very time-consuming, you might be eligible for a reasonable fee for your time. Now, what counts as reasonable depends on several factors, but the key thing to remember is that getting paid for your time is often an option. Give these things some thought. Accepting the role is definitely not something you want to enter into lightly. The good news is that if you do decide to move forward, you don't have to do it alone. We're willing to help throughout the process and offer some professional guidance to help you get through it. The rest of the videos in this series will give you an idea of the scope of the work involved and some tips to make the process easier. But if you're still unsure and just want to talk through your options, give us a call. We're always happy to help.